Alright, recording, admitting all.
Hello, hello. Welcome, folks. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to our live Thursday night webinar. Looking forward to sharing with you all the story of Partner Driven, how we're helping people across the country fix and flip houses, all the while not having to use your credit or capital in order to do so. On behalf of Partner Driven, my name is Roland. Welcome to tonight's live webinar, live Zoom call. As we get started, please turn on your cameras as some of you already have. Appreciate that. And if you can, change your name so that way we can call you accordingly. We have a couple of iPhones here. We have Hazel's iPhone, but at least I know it's Hazel. Hey, Hazel. Glad you're here. We've got Harold in the house. We've got Mitch. We got Jose in the car. Hopefully you're parking there for a while. We got Paul Henry looking as spiffy with the glasses. Who else we have here? Is that Art? Is that Art? How you doing, Art? Welcome, welcome. Hey guys, thanks for jumping on time. Damon, I know you got a couple of questions. Damon, glad you made it on, sir. Live here. I do have our principal founder, Peter, joining us here in a second. Esther Valdez, thank you for turning on your camera. Welcome, welcome. The way we're going to communicate tonight, please get familiar with the chat. I'm sure some of us have been on a couple of Zoom calls, since the pandemic. But in the chat, just to make sure, type in your name. I'm sorry, not your name, but kind of where you live, where you're calling in from, and I'll do my best to kind of read them off. That way, we get a good idea of where people are. We have Roosevelt, Thomas out in Texas. Welcome, welcome. Who else do we have here tonight? Where are you calling in from? We got Perry from Des Moines, Iowa. Welcome, Perry. Rob in New Jersey in the house. We got Wendy from Phoenix. I was just there yesterday. We've got Damon from Texas, of course, Damon. And we've got who's from Atlanta? Is it Valerie? Valoria?
Yeah.
Man, we just had a live event. You just
Oh
missed
man,
us. Had a live
where
event.
was
We
it?
had in Atlanta, we had over 200 partners come across all over the US, come in live to meet Peter, meet Julie, our founders, be in person with our with our coaches, and really take off the real estate business here with us. So I'm sure Peter will kind of touch on that here in a little bit, but hopefully we catch you in the next one. We've got Douglas from Dallas, North Texas. We got Chase. Chase, you made it. I'm glad you made the call, Chase, from Canton, Ohio. We just spoke yesterday. So a lot of folks here tonight. I definitely want to give you an idea of what to expect. We will have a slide deck, some visuals to share with you guys, and then we'll do a live Q&A here towards the end. So please hang on tight. Use the chat to ask questions, and we'll do our best to kind of get through this as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So let me go ahead and get that presentation up here up and running. And again, hold your questions till the end. If you want to put it in chat, go ahead, and we'll have Rika as well as Irish and the team do our best to kind of jot them down along the way. But again, before we get started here, truly appreciate your time being here with us. Again, the name of the company is Partner Driven, and we're the only real estate program in the nation that partners with you on deals.
Only
With
one.
close to really
Only one.
4,000 deals now completed, our founders, Peter and Julie, as well as our coaches, we provide 100% of the capital, 100% of the rehab, and truly all the resources you need while guiding you step by step. Now, some of you have never done a deal. Obviously, we're here to help you. If you have done some deals, have some experience, we definitely have something in store here for you tonight as well. But bottom line, from finding and negotiating off-market properties to closing and profiting, we work with you
Yeah.
every step of the way, all the while, again, without you risking your money or your credit. Next slide here. I do want to give you a quick snapshot of some of the team members that come along with this whole entire deal, because here we feel that real estate was not meant to be a solo sport, especially if you're looking to scale, do multiple deals, and truly make this a predictable and viable income. Now, the next slide, I do want to share with you our founders, Peter and Julie, the dynamic duo that put all this together. Um, Peter and Julie, they share a mission to make real estate accessible to everyone. Matter of fact, as I mentioned, we just came off of a live event in Atlanta, over 200 people, all different backgrounds, all different experience levels, with one thing in common, with a goal to make real estate a reality, with a goal to make real estate a main income for themselves and their family. And again, when you provide 100% of the capital, along with the expertise after having done 4,000 deals and putting together a world-class team that Peter has put together, it almost becomes a no-brainer. Matter of fact, his business partner, Julie, who has since profited over $5 million herself fixing and flipping houses, was one of Peter's first students. Now, together, they've helped hundreds of people close real deals. Again, they hold your hand every step of the way. And again, if you have experience, that's okay. We'll just help you get to your goals a lot quicker and faster, having Peter kind of back you. Again, I do have Peter here tonight, our principal founder, sharing with you the story of our company, Partner Driven. The great thing about Pete, he's still in the game. He's still in the game. I've known him for a couple of years now, and he is more excited than ever before for a couple different things. Our system has proven itself over and over again, helping more partners in more areas do more deals, but also it's the perfect storm. Some of you are hearing the buzz about real estate, and hopefully you don't miss this wave. Hopefully you take advantage of this next opportunity of real estate. And I can't think of anyone better to have in your corner, helping you, guiding you, and really helping you accelerate your goals because he's been there, done that, than our very own Peter Vexelman. Pete, we got a lot of folks here tonight, excited to learn more about Partner Driven, the company you put here together, and I can't wait for them to hear directly from you. Thanks for joining us here tonight, Pete.
Hi, well, great to be here. For those of you that may not know me, my name is Peter Vexelman. I'm a real estate investor. As you guys will find out very quickly here tonight, I'm not a professional speaker. I'm not one of those real estate gurus, but I am a very good, solid investor. I've been at this game for almost 2 decades now. I've got a little over 4,000 deals completed, and I share that with you not from a show offish way. I share in your way, share this because we have a limited amount of time, and I want to pack in as much information and as many facts as I possibly can. And number two, I know what I'm doing in this space. I've been very successful at it, and I have a lot of credibility in the marketplace. And what I do is extremely unusual. As a matter of fact, what I and my team do, there's no one else in the country that does this. At the national level, I partner with people and we do deals. You know, the statistic that you're going to hear me mention a couple times throughout tonight that I'm really the most, I'm not only the most proud of this statistic, but it's really the only statistic. It's the only matrix that I utilize in the whole company. And that is this. I have more partners, more people just like yourselves doing more deals across the United States than ever. Doing deals in all 50 states, every single major city across the United States, probably every single second and third tier city, like population wise, and from have you heard about it? Perspective, all the way down to cities like Crocker, Missouri, that no one's ever heard of before. That we're doing tons and tons and tons of deals in. And what I want to do today is I want to lay out the foundation of specifically what it means to partner with me, who specifically it is I'm looking for, because I've been at this thing long enough that no longer do I just kind of haphazardly tell my team, let's just bring everybody in. Remember, only thing that matters to me is how many partners I'm going to end up doing deals with. And I've been pretty darn good after doing this long enough and thousands of deals done. I'm very good now, and so is my team, at least they're supposed to be, at identifying kind of the stereotype of the individual that it is we're looking for. So my mission tonight is A, to give you as many facts as possible to see if we are potentially a good fit for you. But I also want to lay out this in a way that you yourself will be able to qualify yourself in and qualify yourself out. Because A, two things. One, I am not the only way to do real estate. I'm not stupid enough to sit here and tell you today I'm the only way to do this thing. I'm by far not the only way. There's plenty of other successful real estate investors out there that have done it without my help and without partnering with me and doing deals with me. And number two, I'm not for everybody. I'm just not. I have a certain type of personality style. I have certain type of deals, as you guys will see, that I do. I don't do every single deal under the sun. I don't think anybody does. And so in a perfect case scenario, when we're done here tonight, and I'm going to try to keep it as brief as possible, you yourself will be able to see, is this not for me, which is great. That's okay. time saved? Or B, is this for you? And C, are you a good fit to become successful with myself? I'll give you just a quick 1 minute synopsis of the journey that's gotten me here, kind of a history of myself and how I've gotten this here, and the vision that we're in the middle of right now, of rocking it out. But really, this could be broken up into two parts. Part number one is the vision I had initially when I started, and the vision was very simple. In order for myself and my team to successfully do deals with as many people as we're doing right now, which is a ton and ton and ton and ton more than anyone out there from an organizational perspective. In order for that to happen, myself and my team would have to handle almost the whole deal for our partners. And I say that not because my partners aren't smart, aren't savvy, aren't capable. I say that because real estate is a freaking difficult business. And if you're in the space right now, I guarantee you're agreeing with me 100%. I don't care if you're a brand new newbie, or if you're a seasoned investor. This is a damn difficult, hard business. And so, what I did for the first several years in this business, I got this to the point that my team and I execute about 90 and 95% of the deal for my partners. You utilize my experience, my training, my coaching, my due diligence systems, packages. You utilize my negotiations platforms to drop prices 20, 30, 40, 50% from asking prices. Utilize my closing teams to close deals. I don't care where you are. Obviously, you utilize my money. My partners have never put even a dollar into deals, and that's the vision for as long as I continue to do this. Utilize my construction teams, which could be deployed anywhere across the United States and continue to be if these properties need any kind of work. And then you utilize my, let's say, real estate agents to, let's say, sell these properties. And so your responsibility for anybody who ends up partnering with me is to help us find deals. Okay. So that's how we got here. And where we are now, we are in a transformative position right now. Not only transformative for people that are partnering with me, but really transformative for this whole industry. But right now, and it took me number of years to set it up to the point that we execute 95% of all the deals for my partners, of the deal for my partners. But now we are in the trajectory of two major things taking place. Number one, I have been for some time now, and will continue probably for the next several months, extend my buy box. And most of you here should understand, buy box is just what makes a deal here. And buy boxes is one of the things that prevents many people from being successful. And if you're, let's say, I don't know, fix and flipper, you have a buy box. If you're a wholesaler, you have a buy box. If you're a renter or buy rentals, you have a buy box that you're looking for. If you're a lease option person, you have certain deals you're looking for. So what I'm doing to turn this whole industry upside down and to make this business even easier for my partners, I've now put 10 buy boxes under one roof. So 10 strategies. What that means is I have the biggest buy box of anybody that I'm aware of in the United States right now, even bigger than hedge funds. Which another way of saying it, about 50 to 60% of the time for my partners, when they're sitting in front of a seller, if somebody that wants to sell, about 50, 60% of the time we can get the deal done. That's unheard of in this industry. And by time this year comes to an end, I'm going to put another 10 strategies in there, which basically is going to be when one of my partners sits across a seller or somebody wants to sell, about 95 to 99% of the time that we'll be able to get a deal done. Unheard of. It's just that is it's not only what I'm just telling you is unheard of, it's never even been attempted before. Not only am I in a process of doing it, I'm already halfway there. I'm about 9, 10 buy boxes in place. Wholesale, hotel, pre-marketing, pre-listing, subject to, owner finance, lease options, fix and flips, all under one roof. The second thing I'm doing, I'm turning literally this business upside down. I'm putting systems in place from a marketing perspective for my partners. Right now, traditionally, and you guys know this for those of you that are in the space, if you want to do a deal, you have to find a deal, right? Like you have to reach out, you have to look for it, talk to sellers, maybe get direct mail out, whatever. And so how I'm flipping that whole thing upside down is I'm setting up marketing systems and infrastructure that actually when someone's partnering with me, they have to make listen, what I'm telling you, no reach outs. Deals will start coming to them. Deals will start coming for them. I've always known that in this space, you do not have to make one single cold call. You don't have to make one single door knock. If you don't want to, there's nothing wrong with doing that. But you could literally build this business by having deals come to you. And that's the other thing I'm in the process of doing in 26. And so we're actually doing it right now. And so for my partners now, when they start with me, they just have to implement these systems, boom, 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 set them up, and then deals start coming in. So absolutely revolutionary time. So let's rock and roll. Let's talk about. You guys are here today, and my goal is I'm going to show you how you're going to make money in real estate. I think that's crystal clear. But what I'm going to show you tonight, which is very unusual, is I'm going to show you how you can do this business without risking any of your own money or any of your own savings, and literally not only risking money or savings, but literally I'm going to take all the risk out of doing deals. Absolutely revolutionary as it comes to this space. Now, if that sounds too good to be true, and if you're in the space, it should sound too good to be true. Just stick around. I'm going to show you how I do this. I promise you, I'm going to lay it all out, and it's all going to make very clear black and white sense. But I'm also going to show you as I'm doing that why, because there's a very important reason of why I do all of this. I'm also going to show you some real life deals along the way. I want you to have a real life experience today that if we do come to the meeting of the minds after tonight and we do want to end up doing deals together, I want to show you partners. I want to show you deals. I want to introduce you to my team tonight. I want you to have everything at your disposal for you really, at least from your side, to make a quality decision. But before we get to all that, I want to talk to you guys about why you're here. And this is the piece that what I was referring to, that I want you to make a quality decision about, like, am I and what I do is the right fit for you? But I also want to make sure that you identify yourself as somebody that are you going to be even a good fit for myself and my team? Because there is definitely a stereotype of an individual I'm looking for. So the only thing I'm going to ask you tonight, I'm going to ask you a series of questions, about 8 or 9 questions along the way. Please participate. Just throw your answers in the chat. My team's looking at them, kind of making some notes, identifying certain individuals that we want to end up talking to in the back end. So that's my only request. Please participate. So question number 1, some of y'all are here. You are currently a real estate professional, okay? And what I mean by that is you are doing something in real estate. Some of you guys are investors. Some of you guys are wholesalers. Some of you guys are real estate agents. Some of y'all here are many money people, maybe developers, maybe builders, maybe closing attorneys, maybe mortgage people. But if you are in any way, shape, or form already in the space tonight, and you have some kind of a track record here, I'd love to hear from you. Just give me a thumbs up, give me a yay. Let me know what you're doing inside chat.
Hey, Pete, yeah, we got Jamie here saying yes. We've got Valora saying yes as well. Ronald, thumbs up. Jim saying yes. Bunch of yeses here, Pete, but also some no's as well. People kind of just brand new to all this.
I like it. By the way, the voice you hear on the other side, that's my good friend Roland. Roland and I have known each other and been friends for a number of years. And he actually heads up the team of individuals just like him, dear friends of mine, known each other for many years. Most of them are doing deals with me, but he heads up a team of kind of, I call them my gatekeepers. Before somebody becomes a partner, they got to go through them to get to me, in essence. So I can't actually see the chat. He can, and he's gonna read it out loud. So it's just like Roland said, some of you guys are real estate agents, some of you are wholesalers, some of you are investors. I'm going to make a statement here and tell me if you agree with the statement. In the next couple of minutes, if I could show you how I could give you access to literally, and I'm going to do that, I promise, to a literally unlimited amount of capital, would it safe to say that that'll be the ability to elevate your business? So having access to unlimited amount of capital, safe to say that that'll give you an opportunity to elevate your business. Let me hear from you if you agree or disagree with that statement?
Pete, no one disagreeing for sure. Everyone's saying yes, 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 all across the board. It's lighting up here.
Shocking. Okay. Well, one of the things I promised I'm going to share with you today, as I told you, I want to share with you deals, but I want to share also with you my partners. Okay. And so you can kind of get a vision of who really does do this with me and who really does become successful. Seth here, very interesting story on Seth. We've done over 200 deals together. Seth's real skill set from when he started with me, he was a hard worker. He was willing whatever he needed to do. He had no capital when he started with me. He didn't even have money to get married, and that was coming up in 3 months. That was like our very first goal, which we blew out of the water. He successfully got married to Bree. They have three amazing kids now. Uh, Two couple interesting facts on Seth. We did about 180 deals on the West Coast out of California. I only want to point that out to you all because sometimes people, not sometimes, all the time, people think, can you do this? Can you do this for? I live in California, too expensive. I live in Manhattan, too many people. I live in Arizona, in the wilderness. I live in Michigan, very tough city. What I'm telling you here is you will see today by the deals, look at the cities of the deals. We're going to showcase some deals and my partners' locations. If you know what you're doing at the level I do, locations mean absolutely nothing. Um, but and by the way, the last 50 or so deals he and I've done out of Tennessee. They moved out of California, not where they ultimately wanted to live. They bought their dream home in a little bit south of Nashville, bought a private plane, mini mansion. They travel 1 to 2 weeks out of the month, just have an amazing, amazing, amazing lifestyle. But Seth really started, other than willing to put the effort in, with no experience. Okay. Now let's flip it to the other side. This is a good friend of mine, Preston Moore, been a partner of mine for about a year and a half, 2 years now. Love Preston to pieces. Matter of fact, Preston was here about a week ago visiting me. I was at Preston's place a couple times in the last couple months. It's one of the things I do. We really become friends with my partners, and we do some great things together. Our families get together and all that. Seth started with no experience, nothing. Preston, when he became a partner, already had 100 deals done. And so why would somebody that's already had 100 deals work with me or become a partner of mine for only one reason? Scalability. Most of you guys know that have any kind of experience in this space that this business limits you. Most people get limited right up front, like that first deal. But even if you get past those initial couple deals, you realize it limits you by finances, geographic scope, capabilities or incapabilities, ability to borrow money or inability to borrow money, locations, infrastructure. And so the reason that I have a ton of partners like Preston who already have tremendous amount of success is because I break those barriers up. I don't care. I want you to do actually more deals than you've done before me. I'm not gonna cap you by locations, by money, by infrastructure, construction, and all that. The other big difference between Seth, previous slide, and Preston, Seth, even though we're 200 deals in, he has never one time handled the rehab side. It's just never been his gig. He's like me, never been his gig, doesn't like it and all this. Preston, we're about 20 deals deep in the first year. Um, has never needed us or my construction team to go to where he's flipping his deals. Preston had tremendous background in construction before he met me, and so he's done all the construction himself. And the reason I point that out is some of you guys have outside skill sets. And so Preston not only makes 50% of the profit in the back end, but he also makes his fee by doing the construction. And these are just a sample of a couple deals he and I did. So back to questions. Some of you guys are somewhat near retirement. When I say somewhat, it means retirement is in sight. Okay, but you also find yourself to be in a position that what you're doing now is not going to give you the retirement you're looking for, right? Retirement may not be tomorrow, but it's in sight. So for those of you who are, this is kind of one of those honest questions, who are honest enough to admit that what you're doing now is ultimately, wherever that ultimate line timeline is for you, is not going to get you what you want. I'd love to hear from you. How many of you all know that to really, really get to that finish line of like, yeah, job well done, you're going to ultimately, if not now, need to change course? I'd love to hear from some of you guys.
Yeah, Pete, we've got Andrea saying exactly. Sheila saying yes. Trudy says I am. JP says retired. iPhone says retirement is now. Let's hurry. Jim
Going
Albert says
honest.
that is me.
Nice.
Very, very honest. That's for sure, Pete. We got Tony saying I need some help. We got Trung Nguyen saying yes. Cynthia, that's me. Michael says that's me. DeAndre says yeah, I need to change courses. So a lot of Pete here. People agreeing with you, Pete here.
I like it. I like it. All right. So now let me introduce you to partners that kind of fit that mold. Ron and Karen Rowan, dear friends now. Didn't know them before they started partnering with me. When they initially started with me, they were out of Indiana, and retirement was, I believe, when they started with me, retirement was about 2 or 3 years away. Both worked extremely hard their whole lives up in Indiana, and I had my usual talk that I have with all my initial partners, and they told me that retirement was in sight. And I asked them, "What do you want to do ultimately in retirement? What's the big play for you?" Well, they said, number one, we have a finite amount of time. I think they had, like I said, 2.5 or 3 years till retirement. And number two, they had some very specific goals they wanted to achieve. For instance, they didn't want to retire in the snow belt. They wanted to retire in the sun belt, specifically in Florida. They wanted to retire by water, not by like a lake or a river. They wanted to retire by the ocean. They wanted to own their own land, right touching the ocean. And on that land, they wanted to have an RV. And so, because there was a timeline on all of this with them, and by the way, almost every partner that starts with me has some kind of a timeline, but they had a real timeline. Like they knew they were short, and they had about 2.5 years. So we hit the ground running. We crushed it just on our first four deals alone, as you could see, 83,000 of profit, 63,000, and by all these deals were in Indiana, as you could tell, because they were still living there. 67 sold, crushed it in the first several months, $160,000 made. And they started realizing those dreams. And as they start realizing those dreams, uh, in the Florida, by the water, their own land, they started making that trek periodically between Indiana, which they still had a place in, and into what a place that would ultimately retire in Florida. And as they made that drive, they actually were very close to a lake house that my wife and I own on Lake Lanier. Incredible, incredible location. 680 miles of shoreline. You could jump out of our house into our boat and you can go around that lake and you won't come back for 2.5 days. That's how big that lake is if you're going to go all the way around. Restaurants, jump in our boat. You could be within 15 minutes, you could be at 7 different restaurants, just pull right up. They'll bring you the food. Just amazing experience. Anyway, so it was one of those weekends where they popped over to our place. They hung out for the weekend. They spent a whole weekend with us. And I still distinctly remember the conversation Ron and I had. We were sitting in the back of my lake house, overlooking this incredible moon shining in this incredible water. And we were talking about those goals and dreams. And, at that point, it was Florida, it was the land was theirs, all this. And I said, kind of a little bit in a mocking way, I said, "Well, Ron, has anything really changed about the dreams and goals?" He said, "Only one thing. And the only thing that changed is no longer was it an RV, but it became a mini mansion." And the only reason I bring that up is that, isn't that incredible? Like, whole life, hardworking couple, put the effort in, put the time in, paid the ultimate price. And for what? For an RV. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with an RV, but I think you get my point. And then you get into this space and you do the right thing and you align yourself with the right people. And in under a year, that RV, the vision changes then to a mini mansion. And that's the power. That's the power of what's really possible. Now, some of you here, you simply want more out of life. So this is my favorite category, as Roland knows. Some of you all here, and here's how you would define yourself. And this is where I found myself when I started in this business some time ago. You're just a hustler. You just know that you want more out of life. You're willing to do whatever it takes. You're willing to put the time in. You're willing to put the effort in. You're ready to hustle. By the way, when I started in this business, this is who I was. This is who I am to this day. I was never afraid to hard work. I was always willing to hustle. Give me something legitimate. Give me something more unethical. And if you tell me there's a shot of hitting my goals, I was going to do it. So this is my favorite group of people, by the way. This is my people know we're looking for hustlers. So for those of you that simply identify yourself as a hustler, a go-getter, I'd love to hear from you inside chat.
Yeah, Pete, definitely my favorite question as well. Andrea says that's me. David, yes. Michael Roundtree says all I need is a chance. Prung Win says yes. Douglas says that is me. Esther says I am a hustler. Hustler, yes, that's me. Yes. Dixon says yup. Um, man, Alfredo says 100%. Robert says yupper. Pete, you definitely have same folks here cut from the same cloth as you, sir.
I love it. I love it. So let me introduce you to one of my partners who fits that mold. His name is Jamari Spruill. He's actually happens to be right here out of Georgia with me. And I met Jamari a couple of years back, and literally the only thing he had, which is kind of the only thing I had when I started, he had the hustle in him. And I actually met him at one of those events that Roland was talking about that I was doing here in Atlanta. And the one thing I learned very quickly about Jamari back then is that this guy, he was made out of the same mold as myself, and as many of you probably who just answered. He just simply needed a vehicle, and then we ended up crushing it. Well over 17 deals together, deep. But the reason I really want to showcase Jamari today, not only for the hustle, that's near and dear to my heart, and I could tell near and dear to a lot of your guys' hearts. But the reason I want to showcase Jamari is because I have a philosophy here for my partners that when you start, it is very important for you to take, 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 take. It's like when you start anything, like even when a rocket starts, the biggest effort is that I think 80, 90% of all the energy is just lifting that rocket off. And it's the same thing here. And so in the beginning, our philosophy when someone starts with us is take, 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 take. But as you start achieving success, we want you to turn around and want you to help the next person. And Jamari has personified that like nobody else. Matter of fact, if you talk to a lot of my partners, they will not only point at myself, which is great, or my team, which is fantastic, but they will point right back at Jamari, is the reason for their success. So a key component here is that, like I said, we do want you to take, 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 take as much as you need up front to get yourself lifted off, get yourself doing deals with me. Let's put money in each other's pocket. But ultimately, I pretty much require everybody to help that next person just getting started, elevate the game. So, bottom line is here, I and my team, we just put our money where our mouth is. And I know why you're here on this call. Yeah, I assume you're here because you want to experience what it means to partner with myself, what the community looks like. And so we're going to go over all of that. And then I'm also going to answer all of your questions along the way. So first, I'm going to tell you what it means to partner with myself and my team. And then I'm just going to, if I miss anything, I'm just going to open up the floor afterwards and we're going to do a question and answer sessions. So a couple more questions to get to know you all better and for my team to get to know you all better. But before we get into that, I want to deviate for just a second here. And I want to share with you my personal why, because ultimately, if you're going to get past this threshold of being just kind of successful or being baseline successful, but if you're going to get past the threshold of being really successful, and I don't mean just financially, but time-wise, lifestyle-wise, you're going to have a big why. And so I share this with people. These are the 5 kids. I got 5 kids. By the way, I used to make fun of people that have 5 kids. Now I am people that have 5 kids. Now I actually showcase it and encourage it. But what really makes my 5 kids unusual is the ages. My oldest is 27. My youngest just turned 3. And my kids is why I built this business. It continues to be the reason I built this business because my vision is always for me personally, nothing to do with real estate, but the vision for me personally has always to be a participating father. And obviously, as my 3 and 4 year olds were just kind of getting started together, but I was always there for my 27, 20, 24 and 23 year olds now. I was at their highest highs, all their games, all their victories, the parent teacher conferences, the plays at schools, the trips across the US and other parts. And but I was always there as a father at the lowest lows. And for those of you that have kids, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And sometimes the kids hit such a low, there's nothing we as a parent could do to help other than be there. And I'm proud the fact that I've always been able to do that. So for me, my big why, my big reason back then and continues to be is very simple. It's not the toys, it's not the lake houses, the boats, the nice cars, the couple houses and all that kind of stuff. That's all well and good, but if all that disappeared tomorrow, I'd be fine. For me, the big play has always been the ability for my kids, for me to be an active and a participating father. So I'd love to hear, where are you all specifically in the real estate journey? Some of you guys are just beginners. I'd love to hear if you're a beginner, let me know. Some of you guys maybe have a deal behind you or you're in the middle of a deal right now. If that's you, I'd love to hear from you. And some of you guys have quite a bit of experience. You might have done multiple deals. You might be in multiple deals right now. So I would love to hear specifically where you guys are in your specific real estate journey for those of you that are to a certain degree in the real estate space.
Hey, Pete, we got Andrea here. She is a beginner. Esther, novice. Chadwick, beginner. Sonia, beginner as well. Angela, also beginner. Jose, beginner. David, new. Okay, man, a lot of brand new folks just getting started. Same thing with Roosevelt. Beginner. Lori says new. Cynthia's got one rental. There you go. DeAndre, I'm new, but looking to turn this into something real. Um, but we also got a couple here, Pete, folks who are several years under his belt, 35-year part-time agent. Jim Albert's done over 80 deals, but starting over
Wow.
since 2007. So everything in between here, Pete, absolutely.
Yeah. Jim, by the way, I was around in '07, so I understand what it means to start over. I had to start over back then too. But now from those same folks, tell me, or even if you're not in any journey in real estate right now, but tell me where you want to be in your real estate journey. What's the big picture goal? What's the objective? Where do you see yourself getting to?
Slowly coming in here, Pete, we've got Harold saying rich,
Okay.
just one word, rich.
Yeah.
We've got
I mean, do we
Marvin
get to
says
talk or what?
to be like you. No, we're just putting in the chat. We'll do a live Q&A here in the end here. Appreciate your patience. We've got Jim Albert saying 3 million in 2 years.
I like the specificity.
Yeah, absolutely. Jennifer says 15 flips this year, 2026. Trudy says financial freedom. Ronald says mid-level and comfortable. That's interesting. And then we got Chase saying, I want to know everything with closing deals. There you go, Pete.
I love it. I love it. All right, so let's talk about the obvious. Why are you not there? Talk to me. Tell me specifically, what is the biggest obstacle that is holding you back from the result you want to achieve? Be specific. What is the biggest obstacle right now that you have from achieving the goals you want to achieve?
Can't get more specific than $5 signs, Pete. So money,
I think I know what he's talking about. Or
being
she.
broke, funds, cash, funding, money is needed. Money, financial, too
Mm.
busy with contracting. That's an interesting one, Costas. Money instruction, money and credit. Sean says everything, Pete. So there you
I
have it.
get it. I get it. I get it. So, Roland, I assume this is what we're hearing. You don't have the funds, you have lack of knowledge, you have lack of experience, scared of making the wrong move. This is definitely not a business where you want to make the wrong move. Rehabs are too expensive. I get it. They never come in even 4,000 deep. They never come in under budget for some reason. It's too risky of a business. It really is. You failed before, which means you brought some baggage before. And for some of you, just simply don't know where to start. Roland, I assume I got pretty much everything.
Yeah, Pete, as you were speaking, more folk were typing in. You definitely hit everything.
I like it. I like it. So, bottom line is, which one of you guys want to get past these obstacles and you want to do more deals? So, let me tell you a secret. You're not the only one with these struggles. Bottom line is, there's about five or six, seven struggles obstacles we all encounter in this business. We all have our personal stories of how we encounter them, but these are all very, very common investor problems. And so the reason I've put all this together is to solve every single one of these problems for you. Bottom line is, I couldn't be more confident based upon my track record already and my teams that I and my team could support you in your own personal mission of doing more deals. I'm literally doing it right now for partners all over the country, all 50 states, all major cities, deals in second and third cities I mentioned, and yes, deals in places you've never heard of. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about some of our deals. Chad and Jerry, interesting story on them. They had 400 deals done before they joined me. Again, why would someone like that join me? They want to grow and they want to scale. Preston, we've already talked about. Here's a flip we did in Huntsville for $50,000. Michael Hewitt, did a couple flips with him. Here's one we did for 49,000. BJ and Tracy, they actually come from one of those tiny cities you probably never heard of before, less than 1,000 people. Just in the first year alone, we did over 10 flips there. Glenn Antonoke, Mulberry, Florida, $7,500. Patrick Curtis, Madeira Beach, Florida, 11.5. Michael Binns, Indianapolis, Indiana, major city. I'm sure we've all heard of that. 8,500. Will Owens, $17,000. Nate Patterson, one of the first couple flips, Angola, New York. Richard Granquist, one of the first couple flips, or I think this actually was a recent flip. Spanaway, Washington. Another deal with Preston, who I've introduced you before. Huntsville, Alabama, 25. Seth, introduced you to him in one of the initial slides. This is when he got his butt over to Nashville, Tennessee, $19,000. Archie Ragland, unusual, very unusual in that he retired after we're doing our first deal. Made $150,000 on our first deal. I guess that would put a lot of people in a position they didn't have to continue working. Ricky Tanner, Toccoa, Georgia. I live in Georgia. I have no idea where Toccoa is, but we did a deal there for $17,000. Another one with BJ and Tracy. BJ and Tracy, I think after their fifth flip together or something like that, fifth, sixth deal we did together, bought a lake house. Not only, when they saw what we have, they're like, hey, we want to get one of those too. And so we're able to do that. Rafael Ruiz, just a month or two ago, we did a deal for 27.5. Jason Blaskowski, we're actually in the middle of one deal right now, but this is first couple deals we did for 69. Another one with BJ and Tracy. Vance Hudgens, this was a flip we just did, or a deal we just did in Nashville, Tennessee, 93,000. We got another one going on, I think about 4 or 5 miles from this one right here, this picture here. That one's making almost twice as much as this one. Ms. Deborah Cotton, $5,200 on that deal. Richard Granquist, another one for 8,100. Another one with Preston for 3,900. Scott Thompson, this was the very first deal we did. I still remember the picture. Whitaker Road, Fredonia, New York. No idea where that is still. We've got multiple deals there. Richard Granquist, $43,000. Corey Turner, this is about a month ago for $40,000 flip. Another one with Preston, $25,000. Look, I promise you, we just keep on going. I can show you all the deals that we're doing. But again, condensed amount of time, trying to condense everything to you guys. So let's go ahead and get moving. I do want to deviate for just a minute here. I want to show you, for those of you that may not be familiar, the difference between doing this business by yourself. Some of you guys are experienced it in the past. Some of you guys are experiencing now. But I want to give you a real life financial difference between doing a deal by yourself or with me as a partner, and also infrastructurally what that looks like. So let's look at a real life deal. This one is in Crocker, Missouri with BJ and Tracy, who I showed you a picture of them a couple of minutes ago. Rural area, 3 beds, 2 baths. We got this one for $74,900 to buy. Needed about $40,000 worth of work. An ARV, or what it was worth afterwards, was $190,000. This is just a basic real estate formula. We don't even necessarily use this formula ourselves, but this is a formula of how you determine what your buy price needs to be if you want to make about a 70% margin on your deal. I'm sorry, 30% margin on your deal. You just take what the house is worth, multiply times 0.7. It was ultimately worth 190, multiply that times 0.7, gives you 133. Subtract the repairs. So the bottom line is on this deal, if you wanted to make a pretty decent amount of money and good margins, the most you could have paid for this house was $93,000. Remember, we got this house for $74,900. This, by any stretch of imagination, was a screaming deal. So this is what happens when you do a deal like this by yourself. If you're going to use your own money, if you're going to use your own credit, and if you're going to use your own experience, this is how it looks like. All right. So if you're going to use your own, if you're going to go out there and you're going to borrow this money, which is what 99% of investors do, they go to this special segment of lending. It's called hard money lending. They lend specifically to us as investors. Now watch, this is the crazy part. This is why real estate investing, when you're doing it by yourself, statistics show has less than 1% success rate. Watch how this looks like on the financial side. For those of you that never experienced, you're not going to believe what I'm about to really show you. You're buying a house for $75,000 and you want to borrow that 75 plus the 40 to fix. That's $115,000, right? You're going to need to bring, this is how much you're going to need to bring out of pocket. You got to bring your points, your fees, about $4,000 to closing. You're going to have to bring 20% down. I promise you, one way or another, you're going to be bringing about 15 to 25% down. It's another 28,000. You're going to need to have payments in the bank, right? Because you're going to be in this deal for several months. About another $8,400 in there. You got to pay for incidentals, and then the 40,000 that you need for rehab that you think you're borrowing. What they're not going to tell you is you got to front all that money up front. You got to pay that money out. You got to have the work done, and then the bank will reimburse you. So check this out. This is where it gets crazy. To borrow money for $75,000 home, look at the very bottom line here on the left side. You need about $75,000 in the bank. Between the money you got to bring the closing, between the fees, between everything. Isn't that crazy? To borrow 75, you need 75. You do the exact same deal with myself and my team. We don't need experience. We're going to put up all the money. We're going to put up all the money to fund the whole thing. We're going to fund all the incidentals. We're going to fund all the rehab. We're going to fund literally everything that needs to be funded. We're going to pay for everything. And on top of that, I'm going to give you the ability to do unlimited amount of deals with my money. All right? See the difference? Not even close. But wait, there's more. It's not just the financial side, it's the knowledge and the infrastructure that you need. You're going to do this by yourself. You got to know how to play the margins game, how to negotiate. You got to know which contracts to use, how to take things through inspections and due diligence, how to pick closing attorneys, how to pick the right contractors, how to work with those right contractors, right? You got to know how to find back-end realtors. You got to know how to close these deals in the back end. Bottom line is when you're doing this by yourself, you have to do all the work and you risk everything on every single deal. You do with myself and my team, we handle all of that for you, okay? We jump in on negotiations. We handle the contracts. We handle due diligence inspections. We got our own attorneys across the states. We have our own teams of constructions that could be deployed anywhere. We know how to market these deals in the back end if they have to be sold off. Again, we have closing attorneys to get them sold off. Bottom line is we at that point do the work and we 100% take all the risk. So now I want to show you exactly how it works to partner with me on deals. Remember, I'm providing all the money. I'm providing my team and my expertise to do deals specifically with you. Then in the back end, we simply split the profits 50-50. And then it's just wash, rinse, and repeat. Wash, rinse, and repeat. Wash, rinse, and repeat. So we do this because we need local boots on the ground. I need partners like you to help me find deals in local markets. Simple as that. You find the property and you just get it under contract. I put up all the money, and then my team executes the deal. Together, really, it's a dream team combination. When you make money, we make money. The goal is to be successful together. You're never ever with me gonna have to worry about where the money comes from. You're never gonna have to worry about risking your credit on a deal. You will never ever have to worry about making the bad moves on any deal, and you'll never have to worry about navigating the waters alone. Now, hey, Roland, I got to make sure someone's awake here. Hope I didn't put everyone to sleep. From
Not at
where
all,
we are
Pete.
right
Yeah.
now, does this sound good to you? Let me hear from you inside chat.
Pete, in the chat, that people are firing off questions already, so they're definitely interested, definitely intrigued. So loving it so far.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So I'm going to show you the process so you can see for yourself what it means to do deals with myself and the team. I basically have a very simple three-phase roadmap. It's my guide to doing deals and solving all of the problems that we talked about before. This is what the roadmap looks like. It's got three phases. Phase one, access to the system. Phase two, you get the deal identified, submit the deal to myself and my team. We put up all the money, we execute the deal, and then we split the profits on the back end. Now, phase one is access to the system. The best way you want to look at the system, it is an immersion into how to find deals. This is very important. I do not expect anybody to start with me to understand how to find deals. And I also will tell you, if you're out there right now trying to find deals and you're struggling with it, it's fine. Relax. That's what my whole system of training and support and education and infrastructure community is all about. It is to elevate your game of finding good deals. Here's what it encompasses: live training. We train every single day, most days, multiple times a day. Partner Driven University, bottom left hand corner. That is my recordings of all the knowledge I've accumulated of doing 4,000 deals, all of my team's knowledge, and we give you access to that in not only in a live environment, but in a pre recorded environment 24/7. Access to my community. That is a community of all of our partners. Remember, take, but then give, and all of that happens inside the community. We also get together a couple times a year in actually real life environments. We did one here in Atlanta, Georgia, just about a week ago. Live training multiple times a week. Yes, I personally train myself, and I have my team that also gets involved and literally holds your hand all the way through the process. Phase two, you've now kind of immersed yourself. You understand what it means to find deals. So now we start implementing. We're implementing the marketing systems, technology infrastructure. We pick a specific marketing system for you and a strategy. We implement it in your local marketplace or wherever you want to find deals. The marketing system just basically connects you directly with the sellers. Then you start putting deals together with my team and my effort, which really gets qualified deals coming in. You go to your dashboard, you request a contract. My team kicks out a contract for you. We'll help you negotiate the price to really where it ultimately needs to be. If it's not where it needs to be right away, you get the deal tied up, get the contract signed. We take the deal through due diligence and inspections, and then we approve the deal. Simple as that. The reason I shared this slide with you is let you know I personally get involved in every single deal. Every single deal that we're doing right now, and we're doing a ton of them, I get involved in every single one. I drive every single deal forward. Every day I have a deal meeting at 10:30 a.m. Eastern with my deal team, and we discuss every deal, every project, and what we have to do on that deal and that project to move it forward. In phase number three, I put up the money, we flip the deal, and we split the profits. So then we basically buy the property, I put up all the money, we execute the deal. Whatever exit strategy we utilize, remember, we got about 10 different exit strategies we got in play right now. We identify a buyer if a buyer needs to be identified, and then we close the property. That same day you get transparent accounting, and that very same day you get paid. This is just one of my team members I love to showcase. Her name is Mary Samples. She runs my whole closing department. So when you bring a deal in and it needs to be taken to closing, when we green light your deal, Mary closes them in every single state. She's been with me for 15 years, closed thousands of deals from myself and my partners. I love Mary to pieces, and for any of you that end up partnering with me, I promise you, you too will fall in love with Mary. This is just another one of my partners, Mike Harden. He still is out of Pittsburgh. It took us 6 deals in other states to finally for him to identify a deal in Pittsburgh. This is the very first one we did in Bristol, Wisconsin. Not sure where that is, but we made 136,000 that we ended up flipping. Remember, myself, I'm putting up all the money in every deal. I'm also 100% absorbing the risk, and then in the back end, splitting the profits with you 50-50. Now that you've gone through the roadmap, do you see the value of getting your deals funded by myself and the value of having an experienced partner to do the deals with? So, I don't really like the slide, but my team insists I have it. This is just myself. This is a comparison of what I do to the gurus out there. Why we do this, I have no idea because I'm not one of those gurus. But my team constantly says, Pete, even though you're not, people consistently put you in that same kind of category. So let's compare. The only even minor comparison is really at the coaching. There's some fabulous training and coaching that takes place by other gurus outside of my organization. I will tell you, even at that end, I will put mine above all theirs because we actually train and coach you on real life deals, whereas they follow the YouTube protocol where they just train you on concepts. Like, here's how you do this. When you're learning on concepts, it's very rarely exactly what needs to be done when you're actually doing a deal. But anyway, that's where all the comparison stops. What they won't do, but I will do, is I'll actually partner with you also on deals, and I'll guide you through every step, and we'll navigate that deal, and we'll help you execute the deal. I also have a whole entire acquisition teams to help these deals get inspected, rehabbed, and closed. They don't. I'll put up all the money for the purchase and every single cost associated. Forget the gurus. Is there anybody else in your life that'll put up all money as much as you need to do as many deals as you want? And I'm going to do something else that I guarantee you, forget the gurus, nobody else will do for you. I'll absorb all the risk. Something ever goes wrong, it's 100% on me. Bottom line is, my partners have never lost even a penny partnering with me. Have deals gone sideways? Absolutely. Do they still sometimes go sideways? Absolutely. Partners never lose anything, which means with me, you have zero downside, not even a penny could be lost, and 100% of the upside. It's called a near perfect business. So, as we just talked about, the other gurus, they're going to teach you how to do a deal, and then they're going to set you loose and figure out the rest alone. Here with me, I'm going to stay with you and my team by your side on every deal. We're going to provide all the capital, execute the entire deal, and then we're going to split the deal profits in the back end. With me, when you win, myself and my team wins. So we're literally invested into your success. Yes, there is a one-time initial fee to join us. And by the way, how we determine that fee most of the time is by how many deals you want to do. But once you paid that fee, and we have different options for paying that. We'll go over that for those of you that want to see if you qualify. We'll go over that with you on the back end. But once you pay that one-time fee, you never have to spend another penny on anything. On any down payments, on any earnest money, on inspection costs, mortgage payments, hard money costs, rehab materials, contractors, closing costs, realtor fees, appraisals. By the way, I want to make a point here. There's some of you guys that are like, what? It costs money? We're pretty much done. There's really no reason for you to continue for the next couple minutes as I bring this to a close. And the reason I've always believed that if you're going to be successful, you got to be willing to invest into yourself, because if you want anyone else to invest into you, and I've proven over and over here in the last hour how much money I actually do invest in each one of your partners, if you're not willing to invest a little bit into yourself, please don't ever ask me to invest a lot into you. And that's really the bottom line behind why I do that. Bottom line is, when you do a flip with me, almost always one flip, one deal will cover that whole fee. The goal here with me, as you could see, is to put you in an environment until becoming a real estate investor literally becomes second nature. And for those of you that are doing it by yourself, you already know, doing it by yourself, it is slow and it is extremely expensive. And the bottom line is that it's extremely risky when you're doing this by yourself. And honestly, when you're doing this by yourself, it is no fun. Doing it with a partner, it's simple, it's safe, and it's fun. Yes, as I mentioned, there is a one-time fee. What that does, once you finalize that with me, gives you access to the mentorship immediately, to my team, immediately to all my systems. It is the only money you'll ever spend to do unlimited amount of deals. and to have all your deals funded by myself. So here's the next step. The next step is we want you to go through a little application process. Well, we want to see if we're a good fit for you and that if you're a good fit for us. And so here in a couple minutes, we're going to drop a link just for you to schedule a call with myself and my team beyond this presentation. And yes, I'm going to stay on and answer all the questions. But the next step is we want to talk to you about your specific goals. We want to make sure that you're a good fit, we're a good fit. We want to show you how the fee and what the options to pay it are. And we want to literally get you started towards doing your first deal. So the next step is for those of you that are like, you know what? Yes, this looks like an opportunity that I want to take a part in. There's now a link that's being dropped inside chat. It's just simply a request a call. For us to get on the call, let's have a short conversation. By the way, if you're already talking to somebody on my team, just by being here, I do appreciate it, but go ahead and put your information inside that link inside chat. Also, it'll be directed to the same team member also. So, and now what I like to do is I just want to open up the floor for questions. If there's anything I miss, if there's something not clear, the way you ask questions is just go to the bottom of the Zoom meeting, not Zoom meeting. Roland, how does somebody ask a question? I always get confused on this part.
Yeah, no worries, Pete. At the bottom of your screen, if you're on a PC, click on React. And once you click that button, you'll see a raise hand.
Okay.
If you're on your iPhone or an Android, you may have to swipe left and right to be able to unmute. If you can't do it, that's okay. Raise your physical hand and we'll do our best to capture you. Or in the chat, let us know you have a question and we'll do our best in an orderly fashion, get your questions answered. But we do
Or they
have
could
Sean
just type
Williams
it
here.
inside chat, right? Roland?
Yeah,
They could
absolutely,
just,
Pete. We'll keep an eye out on chat. But I do have Sean Williams who's been waiting for quite some time. Appreciate your patience, Sean.
What's up, Sean?
Thank you. First
Thank
of
you
all,
for being here. Thank you.
of course, of course. I mean, I try not to miss a single thing that you're saying. But my question is though, I want to know because in your videos that I was watching to learn how to do all this,
Mhm.
I want to know, do you have to talk to realtors? Because I try to send a message when I get the emails saying that somebody has done this and done that. And I'm like, okay, if I have to talk to a realtor, how do I go about getting them to get a deal for me so that we can split
We
it?
teach you all that, Sean. Sean, that's what my system, technology, infrastructure, training, support is. We show you how to do everything. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to build a real estate investor, not to somewhere along the line talk to a real estate agent, but we show you how to do all that. So when for those that become my partners, we have a very elaborate daily, multiple times a day, live trainings that we take people through.
Well, I'm in the group now. Like I'm in the I paid like
Okay,
$100
Sean,
to
if
get
you're a
started there.
partner, you don't even need to be on this call. You're in the wrong meeting. You need
Oh,
to, yeah. Somebody, Roland, will connect with you and we'll get you set up. Yeah, you're in the wrong meeting, brother. You should be right now. We're teaching our people how to do it. That's the problem, Sean. You gotta follow instructions, and we'll get you set up the right way. Okay, a team member will touch
got
base
it.
with you. Okay,
Got it.
all
Okay,
right.
thank you.
We got you. We got you. We got you. We got you.
All right. Bye.
Roland, what do we got?
Yeah, in the chat, people got a couple of questions here. Let's see here. For those of you who are ask a question, hey Douglas, see you're trying to unmute Doug. If not, no big deal. We can go ahead and get to the chat. There you are.
Hi, nice
What's up,
to meet
Doug?
you. I wasn't expecting to talk. I guess the question I have, probably about 10 of them, but one is, are we restricted to one single residential property, or can we do multiple families, or can
No,
we do
Sean,
multiple
Doug,
projects?
good question. So we're always going to start out with what I'm the best in the country at. And what I'm the best in the country at, single family homes, duplexes, triplexes, quads, houses, condos, townhomes, mobile homes, modular homes. Douglas, we will always start out with that. That's not an option. The reason we start out at that is on those, I'm literally the best. I've done more of those than anyone else in the country, as far as I know. And I could show you results on those and build your confidence in us. We build confidence in you. But then, Doug, beyond that, Once we do a couple deals, make money, get comfortable with each other, I'm open to anything. But we will always start out with the bullseye. Make sense?
Okay. And can I do multiple projects when
Yes,
we start
yes.
out?
I'm looking for partners that want to do at least two, three, four deals at a time.
I
That
was
is my,
hoping for.
yeah, that is my, I mean, I have partners that I'm doing 15 deals at the same time, but I do know that's aggressive for most people. But my perfect partner, Doug, is somebody that wants to do multiple deals at the same time.
That's what I want.
I like it. Are you talking to somebody on my team, Doug?
Yes, I am. Adam or somebody.
David, I believe you're talking to David,
All
right?
right, David. All right, do me a favor,
Okay.
Doug. Go to chat
Mhm.
anyway. Put your information in there. I want to talk to you too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Remember,
it.
if you're going to chat tonight and throwing your information inside request a call link, that's a way for us to connect and continue talking. Doug, I know you had a couple other questions. Ask me one more question. I'm going to give somebody else a turn, and I'm going to come back to you again.
Oh,
What's another
well, I
one?
have my daughter's a realtor, 4 years
Okay,
experience.
nice.
She works for 3 investors,
Okay.
and I can tie into that immediately.
Of course. And we're going to be able to give your daughter business. Well, not
And,
only could she sell mine and your flips, but where's your daughter at? What part of the country?
she works DFW, Dallas
Yeah, yeah.
Metroplex.
I have partners in that area, a lot of partners, and not all of them have licenses. So we'll also be able to, when they're doing deals with me, we always want to keep it in the family. Connect her, and she'll be able to get some listings that way
That
also.
is really my ultimate goal, is to get her on her feet solid, and also get my granddaughter in college.
I love it. I love those goals. Those are very. Listen, as a guy that's got 5 kids, say no more, okay? But yeah, I love it. We want to be part of that process, and I look forward to connecting and talking to you. I'm going to come back to you because I know you have some other questions, but I want to get a couple other people.
Good. Thank you very much, sir.
I look forward to working with you, Doug. Marvin, I see you. By the way, if you got a question, go ahead and take yourself off mute. Be ready to be called on, so that way we don't spend too much time trying to figure out how to use Zoom. Marvin, thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you,
Devin, you're
man.
next.
I'm excited. Just can't wait to get the details. But what I have this opportunity that I've begun over 2 years ago. They finally agreed to sell the land to do a new construction, a small development. Is that something you do?
Same question as I just gave to Doug. We
Yeah.
will not start with developments. We're going to start out with my bread and butter because, Marvin, I could show you how to make money a lot quicker with my bread and butter than doing a development. I don't care how small it is. We're going to start out with single family homes, duplexes, triplexes, quads, houses, condos, townhomes, modular homes, mobile homes, all that stuff. We're going to do those first to get everything set up between you and I to make money together. But then Marvin, I'm open to any discussion.
Okay, so it's something you can do down the line.
Yeah, I'm open to discuss. And Marvin, let me say something that I know is going to throw everybody off track.
Yeah.
I'm open to even talking about non-real estate related things once we get to know each other. Because I do non-real estate related things.
Okay.
I have partners that I do non-real estate related things. I'm about business, and I'm very serious about business. And I'm about flourishing, and I'm about doing, building more and doing more and all that. So yeah, anyway, that's a long-winded way to saying, yes, I'm open, Marvin.
Sounds good.
Are you talking to somebody, Mr. Thompson? You talking to somebody on my team? Devin, you're
No,
next.
not yet. No.
All right, go to bottom of chat. You see where that is? I want to talk to you, okay?
Sounds good, bro.
All right, look forward to it. All right, Devin, you ready? Let's go. All right, Neil, Lenora, you're next, and Valoria, Miss Lemons, you're after. Oh, Devin, I got you.
Yeah, sorry about that.
You're
Can
good.
you hear
You're
me
good,
okay?
Neil. You're next.
All right. So I had a couple questions about how the partnership is structured as
Yes,
far as
sir.
ownership of the property on paper.
Yes, sir. So we take title in our name for a couple reasons. We raise the money, so we have to do that for that's sake. We assume all the liability. That's the only way to accomplish that. If you take ownership, you're going to be liable. We have all the insurances. We have everything in place. So the title is under our name. It's never been a problem with anybody.
Okay, and then my other question is, if as far as the financing is structured, am I being charged any interest or any points on the loan as far as the split goes between
No,
us?
you're not being charged anything because you don't have a loan. We're putting up all the money. If
Okay.
there's a cost with money, yeah, we just take it off the top. But Devin, you have zero money into it
Okay.
and you make 50% of the profit. You know what that's called? That's called an infinite return. Like you could actually speak on Warren Buffett's stage. He doesn't make an
Okay.
infinite return. So, but
My
yeah,
my
whatever costs we have, we take it off the top. Simple as that. The only cost we have is just cost to buy, cost to fix, and like you said, maybe a carrying cost. That's it. But the bottom
my most
line is you
important.
have zero into it and you have zero liability and you have zero risk and you have 100% of the upside. That's called an infinite return.
Okay. My most important question is
Yes, sir.
what is the criteria for a house that I bring to you? Is it
It's the
75%
big,
ARV
no.
or
Remember, I do 10 strategies. So my criteria, I could do it all the way to zero, like zero equity in it. We do creative strategies. I could do it 75%. I could do 65. I could do 85. I could do 95. I could do 99. We just put different strategies on it. That's why, Devin, I have more partners doing more deals than anyone else in the country because my buy box is through the roof. I could all the way go down to doing some deals creatively that have no equity in them.
okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, pick yourself off the floor because no one else could tell you that. And I'm the only guy that does that. 10 exit strategies.
Well,
Who?
yeah, I'd love to get more information on that.
Yeah. Well, who are you talking to? Somebody on my team?
Not yet.
All right. Have you hit the link inside chat?
I'm getting ready to do that
I
now.
love it. Mr. Kelly, I'll remember you. I look forward to connecting.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Mr. Neal,
All right. Hi.
how are you, sir?
I threw my question in the chat, but I was just kind of curious because I know you said that not all the deals get funded, right? So I was wondering how many deals do you get on average, like a month from all your partners, and how much of a percentage do those get funded that you actually fund?
Well, I hate to use the word not all deals get funded because that makes me seem like I'm a lender. I'm not a lender. I'm way more valuable than that. How many deals get done? 100% of the deals that fit at least one of those 10 buy boxes. Okay. And so, we could usually crank out, I don't keep percentages like that, but probably somewhere around 20 to 30%, which is, through the
Okay.
roof. There's no investor in a country, not even a hedge fund that could say they could look at it, and 20, 30% of the deals get closed. I just don't just like to use the word funded. Closed is better term.
Okay. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. And the 50-50 split,
Yes, sir.
are there any other like hidden costs
No,
like after that? No. Okay.
no. Neil, I didn't get to 4,000 deals by screwing somebody out of a $400 hidden cost. Okay. That's not
Okay.
my game. It's not why I get on these things live and, do this like this.
Okay.
I'm in this thing for the big picture. I'm looking for players. Looking for people that want to do a lot of stuff and accomplish a lot of things.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Right, Neil, are you talking to somebody on my team yet?
No, this is my first meeting here.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
with
Then I assume you filled out the link inside chat.
no, I didn't. I don't
Okay.
know. There's a link there.
You didn't know there's a link here. It's amazing,
Okay.
Roland, how I could say like something 100 times and somebody could like 20 minutes into it say, "Oh, I didn't know there's a link inside chat." Neil, there's a link inside chat. Go to the bottom, fill it out. Let's talk.
Okay. All right. Thank
By
you.
the way, Neil, listen, I'm picking
Yeah.
on you a little bit, but part of the reason I'm picking on you is I want you to get a flavor of my personality. If you don't like my personality, don't be a partner because I am exactly who I am and I get involved in every deal. So if you can't handle a little picking, you don't want to be around me. You don't want to be a partner.
Okay. Sounds good.
I like it. All right, fill it out. I want to talk to you, seriously.
All right.
All right, Miss Lemons.
Hello again. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good. So I had a question as far as, I guess for one, I forgot who just asked, maybe it was Neil, but you said about 20% of the deals actually
It's just it's a shot. 100% of it. If it fits one of the buy box, it's 100%. But as a whole, we look at tons of deals as a whole, then it's probably like that. I'm just guessing.
Okay. So now with that, is there, I guess I was looking at timeframes. I remember asking Jamie, who I've been talking to, as far as timeframes to close on those deals. A lot of
We can
investors.
close as quickly as need be. Obviously,
Okay.
we would try. Miss Lemons, we try to get as much time as possible, like any savvy investor would, because any savvy investor will tell you the more time you have, the bigger of a chance it'll close. But we've been able to pull the trigger like in a pre-foreclosure situation within 24 hours.
Okay. And when you say pull the trigger, does that mean, hey, sign contract, we're moving forward with the deal? So a lot of times investors, they want to
No, pull the trigger means get a deal done. Sign a contract takes 5 seconds. There's no
Right.
time frame on that.
Okay.
No, it means to get a deal done. Yeah. We'll show you how to do this. Again, I didn't get to 4,000 deals by being an amateur at this thing. We'll show you how to represent yourself the right way and say the right things. You will not be bullied around by somebody pushing you into trying to get something done quick. Let me tell you something. The only time they bully somebody into getting a deal closed quicker is A, they feel like you don't know what the hell you're doing, and B, they're hiding something. That's it. How do I know? Because I got 4,000 of these done. When you're a partner of mine, you don't get bullied, you don't get pushed around. But in those extraneous circumstances where something needs to be done, not because you're being played, but because there's a real life situation behind the scenes, we can move as quickly as we need to.
Okay. Yeah, because I know a lot of investors, they usually, or like deals, they want you to have like your due diligence technically before you put it in. So you can.
Yeah. They're bullying you. Yeah. That's not a lot of investors. That's a lot of crooks. And if that's the world you're in, you need to pull yourself out of that. There ain't no legitimate investor that would do. I would never in my life do that. That's just people taking advantage of people they feel like they don't know what they're talking about. By the way, I was one of those people that got taken advantage. This business pretty much made me homeless 20 years ago. So I know what it means to be bullied around. When you're a partner of mine, you don't get the shit beat out of you. I promise you. Because you're on my team and you won't be spoken to inappropriately like that. That's just taking advantage of you. That's it. There's no other way to look at that. Anybody that tells you that, they're looking at you as an amateur, doesn't know what they're doing, and they're going to bully you into doing this their way. That doesn't happen in my world. By the way, that's another reason why people partner with me. It's because this is a damn tough business. And this is a business that exists on vultures taking advantage of people that don't know what they're talking about. Because in this business, what most people don't realize, everybody around you makes money, even when you don't make money. This business exists on real estate investors. Realtors make money on you. Money people make money on you. Closing attorneys make money on you. Inspectors make money on you. Everyone makes money on the real estate investor. So how this business exists, I'm going to tell you something none of you guys realize probably, and you don't want to hear. They need people like you in this business to suck as much as they can out of you. And then when they're done sucking and you have nothing else, you'll be discarded and there'll be the next one. That won't happen when you're partnering with me, I promise. Anyway, I know I sound a little bit tough, but I'm just telling you reality how this business works. There ain't a single investor in the United States that'll tell me go check it out before you put under contract. I promise you. And there won't be anyone around that'll tell you the same thing if you and I end up partnering. That's literally crooks in your family, touching your family through you, trying to get to you. I'll keep you out of that position. Who are you talking to on my team, Miss Lemons?
Jamie.
Okay, perfect. Hit that chat. I want to connect with you. I want to talk to you. I got some other stuff for you, okay?
Alrighty.
All right, looking forward to it. Who's the pretty man behind you?
Pretty man.
Pretty. I don't even know how to say it. I guess a man can't be. I know a man can't be pretty. I know a man can't be pretty. Handsome. Who's the handsome dude?
I'm pretty. I'm the contractor. We spoke last night.
Or Tuesday.
I love it. Well, listen, as a contractor, does it make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah, you've lived it, right? You've seen it, right?
Yeah.
You've seen
we
it.
flip for other people now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like we're doing like a lot of flips for people, and I just see the money they're making. I'm talking to them, and I just I think it's my time now. So
time to turn the tables, right? Time to turn the tables.
Yeah.
Time to turn the tables. That's all it is. It's just got to turn the tables. Okay. Hey, I look forward to working with both you guys.
Sounds good. Look forward as well.
Miss Alicia.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. Malika, you're next. Take yourself off mute, Malika. You're
Okay,
next. Go
there's
ahead,
good.
Alicia.
This is good stuff. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for it.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time.
Really looking forward to getting involved, but I'd like to know the cost of the system.
So we have a couple different options, actually more than a couple. And Miss Alicia, it depends on a couple things. One, how many deals you want to do with me. We literally break it up, like how many deals you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
and then how you want to make the payment. And so about 5 or 6 different factors. But if you like what I got and to see if you're a good fit and if we're a good fit, let's
Mm-hmm.
talk. Let's have a conversation.
Okay, I
Okay.
did book a call.
All right, I love it. I look forward to connecting with you. Do you have any other questions?
Not at this time. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
All right, we'll hit all the questions. We'll hit them
Okay,
all.
great.
I look
Thanks.
forward to connecting. Where do you live, Miss Alicia?
Chicago.
Oh, I've done tons of deals in Chicago. Very strong. I got strong infrastructure in Chicago already. Realtors, contractors, other partners. Actually, we got a deal. I know this is old school. This is how I keep track of all my deals. I'm still on paper.
I
We
know
got
that's right.
yeah. I got a deal going on in Chicago now, and God knows which piece of paper it's on. It is on Stewart Avenue. Oh, that's a big street
Yes.
there, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
7438. I'm doing that project right now with Eugene and Crystal.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done tons of deals there. Love
I
that
have a
area.
business partner as well who I would like to have join us on the
No
call.
problem. No problem. Make
Okay.
sure they're available. I look forward to it.
Wonderful. Thank you, Peter.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Malika, Kev, you're next. Get ready to take yourself off mute. Malika,
Hi, Peter. Good night. Can you hear me?
loud and clear. Thanks for being here.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so straight up, this is my my third time coming to your meeting, and as of next week, I should have most of my payment to make to join. My question is, I want to know that when I join the first round, and when I say the first round, I could afford the year. I can't afford the full
That's
lifetime
fine.
as yet,
I got you.
but I want to know that when I get access to that there is no scaling anything that I need for me to have optimum performance. I want to know
No, you
that.
get access to everything. So Malika, here's what everybody goes through. Like we don't do layers here. Like, well, here you only get access to, Peter XYZ, but here that's junk. You get access to everything. But here's how it works. Once we get you started, within usually a day or 2 days, 3 days max, we will onboard you. I have a whole onboarding process and a whole onboarding team. And what they will do is they will show you how to operate in our world. Like, I don't know, how to get contracts, how to get support, how to get daily training, how to access our community, how to talk to other partners. So that process takes about an hour. Once we're done with that, Malika, you'll be able to, when that onboarding's done, that same day, that same hour, you'll be able to start putting deals together. And then part of that onboarding is also showing you, like, beyond be able to do deals together, it also shows you what you have to do to move forward. So yeah, you get access to everything immediately. By the way, Malika, everybody has the same mission when they start with me. You know what that mission is? Let's start. Nobody ever says, hey, I'm starting, so I'll see you in 2 or 3 months. Everybody's ready to go with me. People don't get started with me who aren't ready. I don't want people who aren't ready to get started with me, by the way. I
Well,
want people
Peter,
that have immediate goals and dreams and ambitions and to-dos to get done.
Peter, I've worked 15 years as a project manager, and with a project manager, a project has a start and an end. When I start something, I finish it. And that's
I
the
love
reason
it.
why I want to know when I get in, I don't want to meet any surprises and saying, oh, well, to get this advanced, whatever you need for, no. I want to know that, okay,
No.
I'm getting in and I'm set
No.
to go.
Black and white. Black and white.
Okay.
Exactly what I just
Thank
said.
you.
Look forward to working with you. I'll remember that pretty name.
Thank you.
See, I could say pretty name. That's okay to say. All right. Kev, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, so I want to
Hi.
partner you. First of all, I want to thank you for the information.
Thank
Great
you for being
information.
here.
I'm glad to partner. I want
Thank
to
you for
partner
being
with you
here.
for about a year. What is my cost for that?
We have different options even for the year because it's not the year, it's how many deals you also want to do. And we also have different ways of making the payment. We'll actually give discounts if you make it a certain way and all that. So the next step is let's connect. Before we even talk about that, I want to have a conversation with you to even see if we're a good fit. It's very important. That's way more important than anything. Okay.
All right.
All
No
right.
problem.
Schedule. Look, Kev, are you talking to somebody on the team? Vicky, you're next, by the way.
Not yet.
Now, okay, go to chat. Hit that link. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk and let's figure out if we're a good fit.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right. I'll remember that name.
Okay.
Looking forward to it. Miss Vicky. Can you unmute yourself, Vicky? It's bottom left-hand part of Zoom, of the screen. Bottom left-hand part of Zoom.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, so I am an aspiring real estate student. I have a few more classes before I finish and can take my tests. But
Oh, realtor. Okay.
it's yes.
Okay.
But I've always been interested in flipping homes and of course making a profit. So I understand much more better after your presentation today. But my next question, I guess, like everybody wants to know about the money issue and how do you get started with no money? When
You
you don't.
don't. You don't. You don't. I can't do this for free because it would crush my system. And what I've learned is and I'm not even picking on you or talking about you, what I've learned when I surround myself with people that want free and handouts.
No, that's not what I mean by.
I'm not talking. No, I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying you understand how a lot of people do think that, well, this should be for free, and it shouldn't be for free.
No.
And so what I always tell people, if you're absolutely broke, then you just can't work with me. And you really shouldn't even be in real estate. But what I also tell you, if your dreams and goals are big enough, go get a second job. Go work, go do whatever you got to do. I did what I had to do, and when I started this business, I pretty much lived out of the back seat of my car.
Oh, I do a lot of stuff already. I'm sitting in my car right now. I'm a Lyft driver. I go to
There you
school
go.
for real estate, and I have a full-time job that
I
I
like
work
it.
8 to
I like
5
it.
Monday. So
Then you could figure something out. You can go ahead and let's go ahead and schedule a call. Let's figure out
I
your
did.
situation. Okay, perfect. Let's figure out kind of how we could slide you in potentially from a financial perspective. Okay.
But this was my catch question though, because I really am interested in like a quad or a fourplex or a fourplex or a sixplex, because I would like to live in one of them.
Yep.
And my background is property management. That's what I
Yep.
did for 20 years. So
Yep.
I feel that have the capability of doing this. It's just getting started. Where do I start?
Well, star one, you're already doing it, before that, you're doing it just by being here. And that says a million things because most people won't even lift a finger to change their lives. So I appreciate you doing that. The next step, you're already doing that too. You scheduled a call. And so let's discuss how that's potentially possible for you and what you got to do to save up to get there, okay? And by the way, Vicky, I could be instrumental in helping you get a duplex or triplex or a quad. I know how to do that better than anyone out there. Okay. All right, Roland, what do we got?
Hey, Pete, on that note, with Vicky getting her real estate license, we do have some people in the chat, Jamie asking earlier, as a local agent, do I get to have the listing too?
Yes, yes. Also, you're going to have a ton more listings than just our listing of the flip you and I are doing, Jamie. All the leads you get that don't turn into deals, guess what? You're going to turn them into listings. I had partners start with me that had licenses that had like one listing going in. Within a year, they have over 100 listings by just taking our opportunities. It's not an investment deal. Boom, you flip it into a listing. And then, yes, you'll be able to list our deals. And then, Jamie, if you're licensed, I'm sure I have other partners wherever you live that aren't licensed. So when they're doing a deal, we always want to keep it in the family. You'll get those listings too. So as a sideline note, I know that's not why you want to do this, but as a sideline note, your realtor business will also explode. I love helping people in any way I can. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I have contractors that, because of me, have gone to become prolific contractors because of the jobs we give them, other partners they do stuff, and all this. So it all works together. That's why this model is so powerful. All right, what do we got next, Roland?
Speaking of another realtor, I spoke with Chase the other day, Pete, and he's asking how much of this business depends on me personally being on the phone.
I don't know it to be anything. Like I told you before, I don't know if Chase, right?
Chase, yeah.
My whole thing is I've told people for years now, this business does not have to be done through outbound. By the way, there's nothing wrong with doing outbound reach out in this space. I 100% believe in it. But if that's not your gig, there's other ways of getting deals done. Like I said, I'm in the process right now of showing all my partners how to set up infrastructure, systems, technology to have a bunch of leads coming into you. So nothing wrong being in a phone, but you don't need to if you're willing to put effort into other marketing systems and and infrastructure.
And on that same line of questioning, Pete, iPhone number 8 asks, do properties have to be direct to seller, or can an
Yes.
agent or wholesaler be involved?
No. Got to be direct to seller. Working with agents is amateur. Working with wholesalers, as Miss Lemons demonstrated, because I guarantee you she was talking about wholesalers, is amateur. Working with Zillow is amateur. Working with Facebook Marketplace, it's all amateur. When you're working with me, you're a professional, and I'm going to show you how to get direct. All of our marketing systems and technology and infrastructure get you directly to seller owners. And by the way, the reason you do that is because that's where all the deals are. It's not because I just, it's my way or the highway. It kind of is, but the deals are at the owner level. They're not at the realtor MLS level. I promise you. They were. I'd point everything towards that. Those years are gone. I mean, years ago, I bought hundreds, if not thousands, of deals off MLS. That game's sailed years and years ago. Now amateurs do that. First timers, people coming out of seminars. Since we're doing real life deals, I'm going to show you how to do it the professional way.
And I know, Pete, you've always kind of mentioned that we've kind of tied people into based on their personality. Chase kind of said on chat again, he's a little shy on the phone, but that'll be a learning curve for him. But you've always kind of said that you'll kind of tie different ways of marketing based on people's
Hey,
personality.
did Chase really say that he's a little shy, but that'll be a learning curve?
Yeah.
All right, Chase, I hope you got a call schedule with me. I love that answer. Here's what a typical person will say. It's not my thing, and I'm not going to do this because it's not my thing. Oh, I hate people like that. I hate people like that. I'm sorry. It's kind of like, well, it's my thing to make a lot of money, to be successful, to not have my wife wake up every morning, dress up and look pretty for another man, her boss. That's not my thing, I guess, but that's okay. But I'm not going to get out of my comfort zone. I love that answer, Chase. I hope you and I are going to be talking. Bottom line is this: if you want success, you better get comfortable. Be ready to be uncomfortable, even with me, and what we do. This ain't for the weak. This ain't for the meek. This ain't for somebody looking for a scheme or get rich overnight thing. This is for badass people that want to do some real bad things in life, like real goals, real dreams. The way I describe my successful partners when they start with me, they're very clear in their dreams and goals. Very clear. Like for me, you saw it was my 5 kids. It still is my 5 kids. But my partners that become successful, they got these dreams and goals, and they're very clear on what they are. But between their dreams and goals are walls. And they tell me all the time, Pete, I've been trying to go over this wall. I've been climbing this wall my whole life, and I can't get over it. Pete, I've been running around this wall, and I can't run around it. And so what I help people is I help people go through the wall. And that's what I'm looking for. That's the mentality I'm looking for. So whoever Chase is, I know he's doing this through chat. I love that answer. It might take me a second. I might have a longer learning curve, but it sounds like he's going to willing to do whatever it takes. That's the mentality I'm looking for. What I'm not looking for is somebody to say, oh, I got to do this. Nah, sorry. I'll be successful unless I got to do this. Oh, I got to follow instructions? No, I'm not going to do that. You can't put a timeline on success, and you can't put success in a box. And if already right now, tonight, you're putting a timeline on how long you want to do this with me and a box of like, you're going to do this if, I suggest don't even schedule a call or don't get started. You cannot put a timeline, and you can sure as hell cannot put success in a box. You got to be wide open. So anyway, Chase, compliments to you.
Hey, Pete, on that note, we're pretty much questioned out. For anyone else, please click a link, and one of our partner advisors, either myself or someone else on the team, will reach out to you as soon as tomorrow. But Pete, thanks for being here tonight. Please, closing remarks.
Yeah, well, listen, I've said it all. By now, you should have a feel right now, like, yeah, not for me. Great, I still appreciate you being here, or like, hell yeah, This is the opportunity I've been looking for. I'm going to leave you with these words, and Roland, when I sign off, I don't mind if I ask you to stay on for an extra minute or so just to keep the link on. But I'm going to leave you with these words that some of you guys are going to hear from me in the next couple days. And these are the words that every single partner that starts with me hears from me when I make that initial welcome call to you. And that is this: welcome, welcome to the next chapter, to the rest of your life. I really appreciate you guys being here. I know there's other places. Every single one of you could have been here. I love being around people. I love being around hustlers. I love being around people that want to level up. And if you're still here with me tonight, I assume you're every single one of those. So thank you for being here. God bless every single one of you. Thank you again, and good night.
Thanks, Pete. Everyone else, please click the link. I'll stay on here for a second. While you're here, matter of fact, let me kind of give you a quick share of the live event that we had in Atlanta. About 200 people coming out, flying all across the country to see Peter, to see Julia, our founders, as well as some of our coaches, and really build their real estate business and get their unfair share advantage in 2026. So again, real people doing real deals all across the country. Please click the link. That way, again, one of our advisors will reach out to you as soon as tomorrow. I'll stay on for a little bit. And then any other lingering questions, our advisors are equipped to answer, and they'll be sure to help you out. Again, on behalf of Partner Driven, thanks for being here tonight. Click the link. I'll stay on for a little bit more. Hope to talk to y'all soon.